Welcome to One Chemistry. Always do your best. Now let us see about how we can clear NEET exam. NEET exam is a very competitive exam in India. Everybody should have a strategy. Everybody should have a guidance. So I provided complete strategy to crack in the first attempt. Stay tuned for full information. At first, we will see what is inside the video. First, let us see what is NEET. Then we will see how we can clear without coaching. I given a plan and method. Then we will see 7 super tricks for exam. This is very much important. You should also write the exam very well. Not only preparation, you should also write in an exam. Then I provided 10 habits of NEET aspirant. After I provided 10 mistakes of NEET aspirant. Both are important. You should know good and bad. Then I finally provided high scoring topics in NEET, which is in all 3 topics: biology, chemistry and physics. We will see one by one very clearly. First, let us see what is NEET here. To understand the NEET, you should know the difference between class exam and NEET exam. Here I given the topics in the particular manner and I differentiate with class exam and NET exam. What is the goal of class exam? You have to pass it. What is the goal of NEET exam? You have to get the rank, which is very much important. Then what is the competition level there? In class exam typically 40 people, but in NEET exam almost 15 lakhs of people. Then we analyze the difficulty level there. What is the difficulty in class exam? It is very easy. What is the difficulty in the NEET exam is very tough. Then who is your opponent? Opponent in class exam is your friend, typically few toppers. But in NET exam, the people who love the doctorship as well as the experts in the subject, mostly top 5%. Then the importance of class exam is to understand the concepts in the subjects, but for the NEET exam you have to get the marks. So it's all about the competition. So NEET exam you have to prepare dedicatively and thoroughly. So prepare hard. Since the mark is important, let us see the marks. The NEET exam contained the 3 subjects, typically biology, chemistry and physics. Biology contained 90 questions, chemistry and physics have 45 each. So totally 180 questions. Normally the time given for NEET exam is 180. The mark for each question is 4. So for biology you have 360 marks, almost half of the marks. Then chemistry 180 and physics 180. So totally 720 marks. So you have 180 question in 180 minutes and 720 marks. So the typical mentality you should have is 1 question per 1 minute. And the very important thing is for 1 wrong question you will have 1 negative mark. Everybody will ask what will be the realistic target in NEET exam. Let us analyze the possibility of how many marks lead to what kind of success in NEET exam. If you score less than 500 marks, you don't have any chance at all. If you score between 500 and 600, you have 50% of chance. You need to also have a luck to get all your questions correct. If you score 600 to 650, you have very fair chance you will get some okay college in the list. But if you have 650 to 700, you have definitely sure shot you will have very good college. But if you score more than 700, you are a rank holder, you can choose the college wherever you want in India. So keep in mind that your target should be at least 650. Otherwise you don't stand a chance. So let us analyze how much we should study each subject. So how much deep we should go. Everybody do the mistake here because the all materials available in the market is for JEE, NEET, other objective examination. But the NEET exam is very simple. It created for a doctors, right? So biology you should study complete. You should be the master of the biology. So you should study very crazy. But in chemistry and physics, you should study based on the requirement for the doctor, not for JEE. So many coaching centers given the same material for JEE and NEET. So you need not to have the numerical point of view of the question. You have to know what is required for the doctor. So keep in mind that you should study physics and chemistry in the point of view of the doctor. So study for NEET, not for JEE. So how we can clear without coaching is an important question everybody will ask. So you need to have proper planning and method. We will see one by one. What is the strategy and what you should study? So normally three subjects: biology, chemistry and physics. So what you will study? Definitely you should master the biology. You should study both basics and advanced. But for physics and chemistry, you should study basics and important topics. If you have time, you cover the entire syllabus, or you cover the basics and important topics. So the strategy here is prepare anyone very strongly, normally here biology, other two study only important topics. So you should have the large time span and schedule. So you should have a yearly schedule and weekly schedule and daily. How your schedule balance here is you have to have a time, you have to have the syllabus coverage, you should go the depth of the subject. So you should keep in the mind and make the schedule. Let us see the yearly schedule first. Normally NEET exam occur around May, so let us assume it's May. So you have May to May 1 year. So you have 12 months of time. Normally you should study evenly for physics, chemistry and biology. But you should thoroughly give a time for a revision for all these three subjects. So biology 3 months, chemistry 3 months, physics 3 months, and for revision you should give 3 months. You have very good possibility when you start from 11th standard because you have 2 more years and twice the time, so it is easy. So start early. Then we will see the weekly schedule. So week contains 7 days. We divided into the schedule there. So for studying you should have 4 days. You should learn new concept in the every day. Then 1 day you should allot for the revision. Revision is magic. It will allow you to hold more memory and more retention of the topics. Then you should definitely allow 1 day for question solving. The question solving will help you to understand, study objectively and improve your analytical skill. Then you should give holiday, at least half a day you should give. It will help you to recharge your mind and body. Weekly you have 4 days, right? How you can cover the entire syllabus? So you should choose one easy topic or one short topic and one long topic. Long topic, suppose the mechanism in organic chemistry. It's a very long topic. It will take months to understand. But the simple topics in chemistry like biochemistry takes only 2 weeks. So while in 4 days you cover long topics and short topics. So long topics should cover 3 days a week and week topics you should have 1 day per week. In this way you can cover the entire syllabus because short topics you are keep on covering, long topics you are moving like marathon. So covering the entire syllabus is possible here. Next, how your daily schedule should be. The daily schedule is based on whether you are studying for full time or after the school. After the school, at least you should spend 4 hours per day. Here I given 1.5 hour for study and 50 minutes for revision. In 4 hours on that one, you have 2 slots of 3.1 hours. So you should study at least 3 hours per day for this kind of the topics. For full time preparation, you have lot of time, at least 8 hours per day. So you have at least 5 slots of 1.3 hours and 50 minutes of revision. But the 5th slot, you should have the revision slot. This is the everybody do the mistake. They will keep on studying and they don't do revision. So you should do the revision. I often say that revision is magic. No revision means not studying. We will see this very detailedly. we will understand the importance of revision here. So revision means like holding your memory, right? So here I given a graph which contain x-axis is a week after study, y-axis is how much memory is remaining. Here you can say for first revision you hold little memory, after the time you lose all of your data. Second revision you are getting little bit better, third same, fourth same, you just look at the fifth revision. Your starting point itself almost 90% and it never loses, almost stay on that 90%. So the revision hold the data very correctly and accurately. So revision is magic, no revision means not studying. So revise after every slot you study. People always say study, study, study. So how you study? The studying pattern should be like this. So first you should read the topic, then you have to take notes, then revise at least 3 times every topic. So the logic is simple. Read, take notes, revise. The notes taking here is very much important because notes reduces 100 pages to 10 pages in your own terms. Similarly, the revision help you to memorize. So read, take notes, revise 3 times. Then we will go into the very important thing, which is tricks for the examination. Not only you are practicing, you should also perform in the exam. So you should know these tricks in the exam. Trick 1 is answer in cycle. What is mean by answer in cycle? Answer in cycle means you first start with the favorite subject, keep on answering that one, then go to your favorite subject second, then go to the favorite subject third. Normally the order will be biology, chemistry and physics. Here the important thing. First cycle you should answer the best ones and quick ones. Second cycle you should answer the doubtful one because it consumes little more time. The third cycle you should answer the hard thing and the answers also time consuming. So if you answer this way you can answer many number of questions very accurately. So answer in a cycle. Trick number 2, don't attempt the big question first. The NEET question setters often give you the big question. What is the problem with big question is that it consumes a lot of the time. It will also take some time to process in your mind. Here I given a physics question. You can read this one. It's very lengthy. A convex lens is put centimeter from the light source and making so on and so forth. But you have to process the data, you should know the variable, you should know the formula, then you should know the answer. What is the problem is there is, this is the time meter. So, big questions are big time wasters, you should attempt big questions very last. Next is you should play with your luck. It is little bit dirty one, but it will always work. Suppose the question of metal atom in the hemoglobin is asked. Choices are lithium, iron, magnesium and sodium. Let us pretend that you don't know the answer. Let us do some risk analysis here. So what we know and what we don't know, based on that we will do some risk analysis. Suppose we know the answer is B. We straight away answer it, attend it, no problem. But if you don't know the answer, what you will do? Suppose somehow you eliminated the sodium. Sodium involved in pumping, it cannot participate in the oxygen carrying process. So you are eliminated D. So answer is between A, B, C. You can choose one. But the risk here is so high, which is 75%. So you should not attempt that one. Chances of success is very less. Suppose somehow you eliminated the magnesium there. Because magnesium is the carrier in the chlorophyll, not in the hemoglobin. So somehow you eliminated C and D, so you know answer is between A and B. This kind of question you should attempt. Chances of success is 50%, your luck will definitely work here. So if you don't know the question as well as the answer, you definitely don't attempt it. So here you play with your luck. What is the important here is, if you get one correct in this way, you can answer 4 wrong. Mathematically it will increase your probability. Some people are controversial about this method, but it always works. Next trick is all of the above. Normally all of the above never be an answer. Let us see why. Suppose the question is there, who is the father of India? The choices of Nehru, Patel and Gandhi and all of the above. You can clearly say that the country cannot have 3 fathers, right? So all of the above definitely cannot be an answer. So all of the above most of the time not be an answer. Trick 5 is none of the above. Similarly, like all of the above, none of the above also will not be an answer. Let us see why. The same question, Nehru, Patel and Gandhi. The none of the above cannot be the possibility. Why? Because country should have at least one father, right? So none of the above doesn't make any sense. Questioner never asks the question which nothing inside. So none of the above most of them not be an answer. Then you should use the common sense in the exam. Common sense means what? You are using your accumulated knowledge from childhood to school to college, right? You are accumulating knowledge from childhood to school. So that is called common sense. It will definitely help you to answer the exam. So let us pretend that we don't know this question. Who invented the bulb? The choices are Einstein, Edison, Nobel and none of the above. So we eliminated none of the above cannot be an answer, so no problem. The choice is between Einstein, Nobel. Einstein, Edison and Nobel. Einstein cannot be an answer because the bulb is the product, Einstein is the scientist. So scientist normally never works on the product there, so it cannot be an answer. Similarly, Nobel. Nobel is the guy we know, he donated a lot of money for the charity, he never works for the product like bulb. So the remaining thing is Edison. So Edison will be the correct answer here. Here we found the answer merely by common sense, merely thinking about the question. So use common sense. The last and basic thing is elimination. Everybody should know this one. Suppose the question is asked is which one of the molecules does not exist. The molecule does not exist means bond order is 0. So we don't know the answer here. Let us pretend that we don't know the answer there. We know that hydrogen is existing. So we can eliminate it easily. Similarly, we are inhaling the oxygen. So oxygen also exists in the air. So we eliminate it. Similarly, nitrogen. Nitrogen also exists in the air. It is also in the fixation. We also know. So nitrogen also exists. So we eliminate 3 answers. So remaining one definitely will be that answer. Even though we don't know the answer, we found helium by elimination technique. We eliminated hydrogen, oxygen and nitrogen. So use the elimination technique. Next we will see top 10 habits for the NEET aspirant. This is a very important thing. It will help you to motivate. So you should practice this very well. So here I given the 10 important things here. The first one is at least you should have previous 10 years question papers of NEET. You should practice solving and solving. Then you should take notes. So what is the important thing in taking notes? Notes reduces 300 pages book into just 30 pages. So notes is very powerful in terms of time and space. So take notes. The another and important thing is first you should study the important topics, then cover entire syllabus. You need not to go from start to finish. It is not a book. But here the goal is mark. So study the important and reoccurring topics, then cover the entire syllabus. Then you should study basics in all 3 subjects, which is biology, chemistry and physics. The fifth one will be the maintaining the formula bank. Since physics and chemistry mostly rely on the formulas, so you should have the concise formula bank. The sixth thing will be teach your friends. Teaching is another form of learning. You will understand much better when you teach to your friends. So you should practice teaching. Seventh and important thing is create your own question and solve it. This thing will help you to understand the examiner mindset. You will start study objectively. So create your own question and solve it. Then make and stick with schedule. Normally people are making schedule, it's no problem, but nobody will stick with the schedule. So stick with the schedule. Then the ninth habit will be have dedicated revision session. So revision is the easy form of learning. It's also effective. So you should practice the revision, which is magic. Then the very important thing is last month daily 3 hours you should practice mock exams. Mock exam is prepare you for a war. So you should practice the mock exam. Since you know the 10 important habits, you should know the 10 common mistakes also. If you eliminate these mistakes, it will improve your chances of success in the NEET exam. Let us see the common mistakes of the beginner. The first mistake will be changing the strategy very often. This is a very common mistake. You will just see this video, change your plan. You see the next video, change your plan. Then you meet a doctor and change your plan. First thing I would say is, first you confirm your strategy and stick with it. The second and important common mistake of beginner is wasting time on only one topic. Some people like only biology, they always study biology, they forget chemistry and physics. The next will be not attending 160 questions. You should keep in your mind that if you don't attend 160 questions, you don't have the chances of the success. So you should increase your probability of success by attending 160 questions. Then the another and very common mistakes of the wealthy people is having large amount of books and resources from various coaching institutes and online things. So you should limit your content, prepare for depth. And the fifth one is don't solve 10-year-old question paper in exam condition. The exam condition here is important because you should practice answering question in the pressure of time. So you should know the time. You should solve the question in the 3-hour time span. Then the common one is discontinuous study. That means you are studying for some time and forget it, then start, you have motivation, again start. This never works in the NEET exam. You have dedicated and continuous effort for NEET exam. Then very common and important one is memorizing without analysis. Here concepts are important in NEET exam, not your memory. So always analyze the concept and understand the concept. The eighth one is very common because physics is a tougher subject. Nobody focus on physics. At least you should study basics and important topics. The ninth one is practice the mock exam in 3 hours time. So you should practice the exam in the pressure of time. So this is very much important. You should practice with time scale. The 10th and very common mistake is solve the JEE question bank instead of NEET. JEE is for engineer, NEET is for doctor. So focus on the NEET content, not JEE content. These are the 10 mistakes you should avoid. Next, we will see 30 important topics. Let us see why we are saying important topics here. So, studying important topics first, then cover the entire syllabus. So, it will increase your probability of success because you are targeting the main one and by the time you are targeting the syllabus. Nothing you will lose by this strategy. All these things will improve your chances of success. So, study important topics, then cover the entire syllabus. Here I provided important topics in chemistry. I cannot go through everyone. I given a very few important things, which is selective rules. These rules are important in chemistry, also important in biology, which is Sesab rule and Markovnikov rule sort of things. Another and very important topic is VSPR theory and MOT theory. These theories most of the time questions are coming, because this theory always discuss about structure and magnetism. Another very important thing is metals in biology and its roles. This topic is dedicated for a doctor, so you should memorize these topics at any cost. Then the next important thing is hydrogen bonding. Without hydrogen bonding, no biology exists. So in chemistry, you should thorough about the hydrogen bonding. So these are all the 10 topics in chemistry. You should prepare accordingly. Next, important topics in physics which help you to score better. These are all high scoring topics, but I given a very specific topics for more marks. The first and very important one is current and electricity. Why it is important is all neuron signaling and neural activity based on the current and signals. As a doctor, you should study current and electricity. Then you should study solids and semiconductor. Why solids and semiconductors are important for doctors? Because all the medicals and instruments are all running by semiconductors and chips. So you should know solids and semiconductors unit. Then the optics. Everybody know optics is a very important concept both in biology and physics. So you should memorize these topics. So there are 20 topics I given, but these 3 topics are very much important. Then the topics in biology. Biology is very huge topic. So even I cannot suggest the best ones here. But I tried to give a best 3 among these 10. The first and very important one is human physiology. Studying doctor is all about studying humans. So human physiology is very much important. Then where is the next generation of medicine will go, which is on genetics and evolution. So you should master the topics on genetics as well as evolution. Then the next important topic will be diversity of living organism. Medicine you should not limit to the doctors, also you expand to the universe. So these 3 topics are very much important, but all the 10 topics are high scoring topics. So you should study the important topics first, then cover the entire syllabus. That's all from me today. I hope it was very helpful. Thanks for watching. If you have any suggestion, comment below.